One of the most disenfranchised groups of Zimbabweans is the mixed race stroke colored community. I did a video yesterday. In my Facebook Live, I say the following. With coloreds have always wanted one thing in Zimbabwe. Namo ye makaradi yanga iri chinhu chimwe muZimbabwe. Namo ye makaradi yanga iri yekuti tinodawo kunziwo tiri maZimbabwean. Makaradi were suffering from the complex of like vanama bastard. Wakambona vana vemumusha vekuti vana vekunze kwemusha. Now, let me explain to you what the definition of a bastard is. Read this. During the Rhodesian era, a black person was not allowed to marry a white person. In fact, it was not only illegal, it could find you going into prison. The consequences of this law or this Rhodesian way of life was you found the mixed race community or a child who was born of a mixed race descent was not able to access a job, was not able to access paperwork, including national ID or a passport, was not able to access employment, was not able to access regular government services like going to the hospital or being able to join the military. What this country has done to the small communities, the minority communities, is over time, Zimbabwe has bastardized minority communities. I will explain. Listen to the remarks that were given by the representatives of the colored communities when Acting President Chiwenga went to Acadia this weekend.
One of the major challenges was the previous system introduced a 0-0 on the mixed race community. All right, and that 0-0 has impacted on our lives to a point where we can't access bank systems, we don't get involved in any of the government issues, okay, because land from us has been taken, because they look at the 0-0 and is alien, and then we lose. So we are so grateful that that has been taken care of.
In 28 days' time, we go to the elections. And these elections are not about how much we differ politically. The truth is we differ on how we deal with our differences. That's the real problem in this country. What has happened over time is when the Shonas are attacked, they have been to their corner. When the Ndebeles are attacked, they have been to their corner. When the Coloreds are attacked, they have been to their corner. So the same is for every other minority group. If we are truly going to define a new version of Zimbabwe where all who live in it find it fit and can dream for it, we are actually going to have to start dealing with some very painful truths. And some of those painful truths are pinnacled with the fact that we are a divided country and we are divided in our minority groups. You don't see white people hanging around with black people. You don't see coloreds hanging around with the white people in the same bars or in the same local communities. It's almost as if the way we even live is designed for us to be divided. Now, the single greatest task that this country has got going forward, and I thank the colored community for teaching me this, because yesterday after the clips I've just shown you, we respond to anything we don't understand by number one, going into our corners, but number two, attacking back. I was attacked for calling the way a small group of a community was treated bastardization. But this bastardization has been extended to women, it's been extended to youth, it's been extended to every other minority group. This country has turned all of us, into bastards of some kind, where we've been pushed out of what Zimbabwe is. And a very small group of people have pushed themselves in and called themselves the royal blood. What Vice President Chiwenga did as acting president by going to Acadia is a means of bridging that gap. Understand it, don't fight it. This is exactly what we need to stop stretching each other apart and focus on bringing each other together. The only politics that will build this country is a politics that moves us forward based on the common creed that we're Zimbabwean versus the politics that separates us apart on the basis of where you were born, how you were born, or who you were born by. So for anybody at all who might have heard my comments and took offense to it, I apologize. Because my intention is never to offend. My intention was to bring the matter to light, and I am glad you corrected me how you did, because thankfully we can now deal with this issue as it needs to be dealt with. Because again, the only way we move forward is dealing with the painful issues. Until tomorrow, head bowed. Hi guys, thank you for supporting the Lumumba Files. To make sure you don't miss a show, press the subscribe button below and the notification button, that's the one with the little bell, and you will always get told when I put up a show. Thank you for watching. Head bowed.